Hello there, my name's Smith, Jacki Smith. I'm playing the Philosophical Doctor in the next season of Doctor Who, and today we are here on a lovely sunny day in the heart of West Midlands, Birmingham, to do a Q&A video. I'll just go from the top and work our way down. Marcus_David14 asks, will the new Doctor, that's me, hello, use the DW 2012 TARDIS, and will the Doctor have a new Sonic? Trying to find a way to hold this now. So, Philosophical has his own TARDIS, a wonderful CGI model that Dan Patton has constructed. That's our lovely cameraman here. And as for the Sonic, I've got this little baby here. It's a bit classic, a bit modern. It barely works at times, but I think that works for the character. Refn1 asks, what quirks does this incarnation have? Well, as you can tell by the name Philosophical, they're a pretentious little bugger. They're a little bit more relaxed and subtly confident. I say subtly, they have the hammy moments, just by virtue of being played by me. They're a little bit more fidgety, a little bit less prone to panicking, but when push comes to shove and the hits the proverbial fan, they will properly have their own little Troughton moments, like that moment in the Seeds of Doom where he's actively running from the Ice Warriors. You'll have a little glimpse of Philosophical there. In terms of maybe catchphrase, I quite like the sound of Tarana, because that's Filipino for let's go, which is my mother's native tongue. My native tongue is I'd say my native tongue is English, but I can barely speak it. TARDIS 7130, what colour coat will he wear? Aubergine, probably. But no, I've got this lovely little blue number, which is perfect for rain. I say that, it's quite thick and kind of rustic, so it works for someone who travels pretty much everywhere. But there are a few variants there. I've got a little purple checkered number. I've got a lovely brown leather jacket that I will have to wear at some point. But for like the default appearance, for his kind of default silhouette, we got this. Alice the Dark asks, who's your greatest inspiration? In terms of character, well, it's kind of natural that you borrow from a lot of Doctors. They've got a lot of the lighter aspects of Colin Baker, a lot of Davison, particularly in the silhouette. There's a bit more McCoy, particularly early season McCoy. But also I've kind of got it from other places, like, say, my late father, of all things. He was one of the most relaxed and emotionally settled men you'd ever meet. He passed away December of last year, and embodying this sort of the role of my childhood hero, I can help kind of harken back to that and keep that in my memory. He's a bit of an old soul with a kind of childish side, like a lot of good Doctors, really. T-Rose58, every Doctor has their unique thing. 11 had bow ties, 10 had Converse. What does this new Doctor have? Narcissism. But also, I've got a couple bracelets here. Well, one that I'm particularly fond of is this black and white paracord one. It has a little compass on it, a whistle, also a little blade that can double as a fire starter. I would like to see that used as sort of a plot device, as something that the companion or the Doctor uses to, like, escape from a situation, or to bind something together, or to use the whistle to maybe summon the TARDIS. We'll see what happens. But also, I've got these, my rainbow lace Doc Martens, perfect for running away from monsters, and again, really, really good for when the weather's like this. Call in the clan. What was your first thought when you got the call telling you were chosen? Fear. Absolute fear. I auditioned mostly for fun, because I have a massive soft spot when it came to Doctor Who and Doctor Who fan films. I mean, I've loved Doctor Who since I was 4, and I loved watching pretty much every fan film that I could find, from Dynamics Works in 2012 to obviously the stuff at Prism, Fractured Timeline, naturally. Promise I'm not trying to flatter you here, sir. Also the What For War stuff. But yeah, it feels quite nerve-wracking embodying a character that I've loved and consciously I've always tried to embody in my own personal life. But from the moment I've been announced to here, it's the only thing I can think about, and I'm terrified, but I can't be more excited. The_Time_Lord_Dragon. What makes your Doctor stand out and completely different from all the other Doctors that Prism provides? Without spoiling too much about them, clarity. Philosophical comes at a very specific moment in the Doctor's life where they are almost at peace with the person they are and their role in the universe. As the name implies, they're a bit more cerebral, a bit more academic. They're less a man of science and logic, and they're more a man of ideas. They want to understand the people they meet, both ally and enemy. They want to bring out the good in the people they encounter, and they desperately want to find what good they can find in the universe. And when they find it, they want to protect it with everything they've got. So they're quite hopeful in that regard, and they're a little bit more zen, or at least they try to be. I don't think they're quite going out there with the sense of hunting down evil. They're not there to be a glorified superhero or this vanquisher of the darkness. They're just there to be an eternal student to the school of the universe, which sounds pretentious, but I think it fits him. What will his TARDIS console room be like? Asks Brisbane Jamie. I'm not too sure yet. Daniel is still in the process. I've got formal calling you Daniel, but Dan is still in the process of rendering it. I think it's going to be a little bit more classic inspired, maybe round things. I hope they're round things. Please keep the round things. I'd like for there to be a chair there, because I feel like Philosophical is the type to like need to sit down if they've been running around for a lot after an adventure. I'd like there to be a whiteboard as well, like a little send up to 12's chalkboard, but that depends on what can be rendered, that can depend on what can be put on. And also, it's mostly going to be audio, so it might just be a case of ADRing little squeaks from the marker pen whenever the Doctor's monologuing. Josh_Murphy_Studios. It's a mouthful adding the underscores there, but I have to add them in anyway. Mostly our pedanticness than anything else. What aspects do you want to bring to the Doctor which your predecessor hasn't been able to do? Peace of mind. The Irish Doctor's gone through hell between losing his son, between most recently in please watch the finale. You're gonna love the conclusion for that. The Doctor's gone through a lot, not just in Irish, but in also all the previous incarnations, Alacrity, Frontier, the lovely Dominic Greenwood Martin, who I'm not at all obsessed with. Like I said before, I think this Doctor is going to bring about a little bit of contentment, a bit of peace of mind, maybe something a bit lighter and softer, and a little bit more childish whimsy. Mostly because I am a little bit of a child as is. I feel a bit like I'm 5 years old again, running around in my back garden with my little toy sonic screwdriver, sonicking imaginary Daleks. It's a wonderful bit of make-believe, and I want to bring some of that joy. But yeah, I think he's going to be a bit more of a hopeful incarnation. At the very least, he's going to be an entertaining one, and I think you're going to enjoy what he goes through a bit more than he's going to enjoy what he goes through, because from what I've heard, he's going to be put through the ringer. Thank you, Dan.
You're welcome.